3, 2, 1. Face off.
Wow. Cardi. Yeah, I don't have one.
We have to say Cardi every episode. That's
Exactly. It's like how I say Karen
and
at the
if
beginning
we
of
don't
every.
do it, feel free to comment and get mad at us that we didn't.
Kind of reminds me of like that one Split reference you made before. It's like the thinking man's Godfather.
Exactly. I'm telling you. See, he gets it. He gets
Okay.
it.
Anyways, alright, welcome back to Campy Cast. We were gonna release this one sooner, but I got sick all week, so.
Oh yeah, I was also
good.
sick.
Oh,
That might be why if I ever do a loud cough, that's probably why. I don't think I'm as sick anymore, but if you hear me go, that's probably why. Anyway.
And this entire week I was just John K.
Oh yeah. Also, we have a special guest today.
Yeah, you want to
Chaotic.
introduce yourself?
Yeah, we have a special guest. We didn't
ahead.
plan on one originally, but he has to be a part, and we said sure. So,
Why
introduce
not?
yourself, Chaotic.
My name is Chaotique Productions. I am a video creator, an artist, massive DC fan, epic gamer, and I am a master of not watching Spy Kids 4.
How dare you? I love Spy Kids 4. It's the best one.
I know. I'm not going to watch Spy Kids 4. You can't make...
It's where Rodriguez missed. You can't watch the Rodriguez misses. You gotta watch the hits.
Exactly. Anyways, so yeah, we have a special guest, it's pretty much
never deny a guest,
episode.
even the most ridiculous request.
Speaking of DC, let me ask you one question. Can you fly?
No.
I asked that because that was a wacky quip found in the hit 2022 Dwayne Johnson movie, Black Adam.
Which we'll talk about.
Yeah, he did say that.
This episode, yeah. So, before, we have some news to cover. Starting with DC is under new management with James Gunn as one of the co-CEOs who will focus on the creative side. So, what do you guys think of that?
I hate James Gunn.
More plot holes.
Yeah, I tell you what, but yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to say about this. Unironically, it just, I don't know. The DCU's failed so hard at this point. We can get one guy who made a decent movie at this point. That's like, it's better than what we have now, I guess.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I really like the Suicide Squad, so that's a good sign.
I'm mildly optimistic for the DCEU, because, the thing is that, yes, it is a very bad franchise, but the thing is that they've hit rock bottom so hard to the point where they can only go up, and that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
Plus, right now, the DCU is competing with the MCU, and right now, well, they're kind of doing better by default, honestly.
Yeah,
which is sad. But
they've both been doing poorly, though.
Yeah, but the thing is that the MCU basically hit rock bottom recently, and it's been staying there.
MCU definitely is losing its
thing is, I think
it.
Even though they're both awful, I feel like DC always has a better chance of at least mildly coming back. Because of DC, at least they have the universe is a mess, and in a way that's kind of its biggest failure, right? You have so many movies of clashing tones just coming together, right? But at least always means there could be something mildly unique. Every Marvel movie has to be the same, and we get 4 of them a year now. It's kind of hellish. At least DC can they can mix it up more, and even if it leads to something bad, it's
along with 4 TV shows on the side.
Yeah, I actually noted this in my server, and I talked about it IRL before, but the thing with DC is that through movies, shows, and comics alike, DC's continuity, especially when it's tying literally everything together, is pretty messy since there is a big multiverse. But the thing is that I think it also allows DC to branch out more. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I can respect each product as their own thing. So even though continuity wise, a lot of the stories can get very messy, unlike stuff like Marvel and the MCU, it's much easier for me to respect them as their own thing because they do much more to stand on their own. And this literally
Yeah, exactly.
goes
They don't
for
try to
the shows
tie
and
themselves
movies
to
as
other.
well.
Yeah.
They don't try to tie themselves to other things as much, which is like
Uh-huh.
okay,
Like,
Yeah.
sure,
I
I
honestly, I think this might be like a hot take, but at this point, I don't really like Marvel anymore. I think they've
Yeah,
definitely been like
Same.
falling downhill, I guess,
they're
and like finding out like they're trying to lead up to like this supposedly world-changing multiverse event thing, and I think this entire like phase has not been doing a good job with that at all. And
I yeah. I think it's even gotten to the point where a lot of the Marvel comics are just considered bad, whereas DC is mostly, again, a mixed bag. Like, my favorite book and comic that came out this year is Superman Space Age, which was allowed to remove itself from the main continuity.
mm,
Yeah.
But even then, what is main continuity at this point?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like superhero movies have not been in the best place right now. It's just like it's just been whatever. Like every once in a while we get a good movie. Well, sometimes DC or even Marvel at times can make something good, like No Way Home or the Suicide Squad or the Batman, something like that. But
I
like we get a lot
yeah.
of not good movies from
Yeah,
them.
I honestly think No Way Home is going to be the last good movie Marvel will ever have for a while.
Maybe, but
And I
Honestly, yeah.
think it's mainly because at the end of the day, it's less so a Marvel Studios movie and more so a Sony movie. And I'm going to be honest, the Sony Marvel movies, I'll stick around for those.
Yeah, bro, we gotta see where the Morbius train goes.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Morbius train.
More. I saw Morbius in theaters. That was the hardest
Let's
I have
go.
ever laughed in a movie.
I wish I was the day I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once in theaters, I was like legit so close to watching Morbius instead, but timing wise it didn't work out, so I saw the other.
Yeah.
But I could have morbed, but I missed it.
Yeah.
Kind of like Monsters.
I wish
but
I saw
yeah.
the
Yeah.
re-release of Morbius. I wish I saw that.
I wish I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
it too, but then again, I saw Morbius the day after opening day, so
Epic.
You already
I
got
love
the big Morb
Morbius.
flex. That's something right there.
yeah.
That's,
And I know that Sony makes better movies now because here's the thing: with Morbius in theaters, I had fun. With Love and Thunder in theaters, it was pain and agony.
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah, but
you know what? I haven't seen it ever probably, but I'll take your word for
But
that.
It ain't
yeah,
good.
like going back to like the James Gunn stuff. I think that there's like another person leading DC now.
Yeah,
and
I don't
Oh
even
yeah,
think.
it was
Yeah,
like two people.
I don't entirely
I forgot
remember
who
the name, but I believe they produced.
Peter Safran. Peter
Yeah,
Safran.
he produced Shazam and Aquaman.
Yeah, honestly, I'm
Aquaman.
interested. I'm almost more interested in the direction DC is going in than Marvel's direction. And I know a lot of people might be still excited for like what they'll do in with the Avenger stuff, but they've done such a bad job at building up to this stuff with Kang that I don't think I can even get that excited over it.
The thing is that I don't even think it's Kang that people are looking forward to, or think will be the big bad of Fate of like Phase 4. It's
And
or like
five
the
or
multiverse
whatever.
saga. It's going to be Doctor Doom.
Maybe.
Uh,
I don't know. We'll
Which is
see.
like, yeah, which is like one of the only Marvel villains I've consistently been caring about. Like, he's easily Marvel's best villain. The thing is that, in most of the movies he's in, they screwed him up big time, and I don't have faith that the MCU will do the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
the sad thing is, I think legit, Marvel's only gonna get like better, make consistently better products if the MCU dies. Which you know it won't happen. But like, they're just not trying to connect everything to this genuinely broken beyond belief universe. Multiverse of Madness just destroys it beyond compare with all that. So like,
Yeah,
I don't
and
know.
Multiverse of Madness only further destroys it with context from Loki.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like they just include these gigantic world building stuff at the worst possible time,
Yeah.
and then they just muddle them together in
Yeah.
an overly confusing way.
Multiverse of Madness was so bad that basically broke the world of the MCU by the very start of the universe because if incursions if incursions are stuff that kills universes and only happens when one person crosses over to another universe, then how did Kang not cause one?
I don't know. I
Uh,
don't know. I don't know.
Keep in mind his whole backstory involves him traveling to other universes.
I don't know.
it doesn't.
Yeah, as for
Does
DC,
not.
I don't know what's next. I'm interested in the Flash movie because I think it's
Oh.
gonna be bad. But
I am really looking forward to Blue Beetle. Actually,
I'm
I'm
interested
looking
to see
forward
what
to
they do with that.
Aquaman too, because like that's gonna be funny.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
lot of the-
baby.
yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of behind the scenes are like promising so far.
I'll see.
Mhm.
I'll see. Like the future
Yeah,
of DC.
and on top of that, Blue Beetle is actually one of my favorite. Jaime Reyes is actually one of my favorite DC characters.
Neat.
I'm not that big of like a comic book fan, but I have my favorite superheroes and stuff. Anyways, I guess that's all. Is that all we have to say about this news?
Yeah, that's all we have. That's all the
news,
gun
kind
talk.
of, yeah,
we have
kind
to-
of relating it back to
Yeah.
Marvel a bit, but yeah. Anyways, another interesting piece of news is how the current head at Disney, just admitted that animation is just for kids. That's what he said. He literally said that in an interview.
Right. For me to
It's
say
not,
my
man, you have to pass the football.
Exactly. I tell you what. Anyway, so my first piece, like legit, my main counter argument slash response to this is quite literally, Disney owns the two most successful pieces of adult animation of all time. You cannot just say that you own the two biggest pieces of adult animation. You literally can. That's not even the biggest argument. I just think that's just baffling on its own.
It's just like I don't even want to go in depth on too in depth on why the "it's a kids movie" excuse is bullshit. But it just there's just like so many.
It's where it's coming from, right?
I think what really irks me the most is Disney is at the point where I think its animated stuff is the only serviceable or good stuff they've been pumping out. Literally every live action product they've made recently is garbage.
Yeah, legit. Their cartoons have been carrying the studio for a bit now.
Even that can
stuff.
even stuff with Pixar and Disney though can be a bit hit or miss.
Yeah, but
and I say this in a year where Turning Red and Lightyear both came back to back for Pixar. They have still not been doing that great consistently.
yeah, but
It's
even
sad,
then, that's still better than the consistent garbage that the MCU, Star Wars, and the live action remake, which actually
especially the live action remakes. Which
Oh yeah,
is
I'd
the
take
biggest
Lightyear
issue
over
with
Lion King 2019 any day.
I'll take
still-
5 light years over to Lion King 2019.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I didn't like Lightyear at all. If I'm being honest.
It's bad.
maybe tell Bob Chapek this. One advantage that animation has is that you won't have to film a movie near concentration camps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That made me feel guilty watching Mulan on Disney Plus. That made me feel guilty looking back at it.
But yeah,
Ugh.
the most recent live action remake I've seen is Pinocchio, which is complete
Terrible.
garbage.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
we talked about
I think
that.
we all
Yeah.
that's the most recent we've all seen, I think. Yeah.
And I don't think I can I don't think I should even watch the rest of the live action remake since I only watched the Pinocchio remake just for that one joke review I did. Hi,
Huh.
I'm Tom Hanks. Disney is losing credibility, so they're borrowing some of mine.
Yeah, there was like this. I remember I was gonna bring this up in like when we talked about Pinocchio, but I remember that like I saw this like video on Disney's YouTube channel, and then it was called Tom Hanks loves Disney movies. So and it was like an advertisement for Pinocchio. You see, kids, Tom Hanks loves Disney movies, so therefore you have to too.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, Tom
That's
Hanks sure does love
That's such
Disney
a blatantly
movies.
that's such a blatantly Disney thing to do. Wow.
It really is. It really is. It definitely was a Disney moment. Yeah, it's just like it's such a dumb excuse considering like the great animated kids movies Disney has been able to pump out with like surprisingly like deep themes and stuff that generally can resonate with a lot of people besides kids. So like why do you put those in the movie if you
It's
think
sad
they're
that this
just
art
for
form has
kids?
gotten.
Yeah.
It's sad that this art form has gotten to the point where like the biggest people running it don't even recognize what its true
Exactly.
potential is.
Yeah.
Like how am I supposed to take the future of this art form seriously when the man behind the biggest animation platform of all time treats it like a joke, basically?
Yeah,
It's honestly depressing.
here's another good way to put it. The CEO of Disney is talking like he's the CEO of Illumination or the Norm of the North creator.
Oh shit, that's true.
It's just a dumb excuse, and like I don't even think I need to ramble on it for too long. But like it's just like, it's just kind of sad, honestly. It's like the Oscars don't respect it at all. They're basically rigged against animation. So
Yeah.
You guys ready for Turning Red, best animated feature this year? You guys
Please no.
that's probably gonna win. There hasn't been much good animated movies this year. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, dear God, there really has not. I think the closest one that I've
Wait,
gotten...
the Bob's Burgers movie.
Okay,
that should win,
yeah.
but that's never gonna
good,
get
but it
nominated.
won't.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
I liked
Hold
it.
on, let me.
I think the only animated movie I've seen this year that I actually like is Sonic 2.
That's
And
not even
that-
fully animated.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the only thing other than Bob's Burgers, which you mentioned, the only one that's like I can confidently say I like is Trick or Treat Scooby Doo, and we know that's not getting any Oscars.
Yeah.
So
It might be.
You know
what
what?
a shame.
And actually, point aside Sonic 2, you want to know what's my most liked animated film of the year?
What?
What?
Hotel Transylvania 4.
Really?
Well,
Huh.
Either
No,
that or League of
fair.
Super Pets, but it peaked in
Epic.
January and it's only been getting worse.
Super
Probably
Pets is not my. It's like I hate that it's kind of up there with other animated movies. However, on my year list, it's behind another movie called Black Adam. We're gonna talk about on this episode. You guys want to talk about Black
Yeah,
Adam?
I guess
Yeah,
so.
we'll
Yeah,
talk
we don't
about
have
Black
anything else
Adam.
to say. Black
That
Adam.
was a sleek trend. That was
Black
a sleek
Adam
transition.
is a pretty
Proud of myself.
epic movie, and I was really excited for
Yeah.
it. I saw it opening day, and I was really
Same.
hyped
Yeah.
for Black
Yeah.
Adam.
I didn't get the popcorn
Yeah.
bucket though, which is very sad.
They
but-
didn't have the they didn't have the Black Adam popcorn bucket at my theater, so fuck you, Wakanda
Same.
forever.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
So,
But Brian, did you get your passport for the movie?
Oh yeah. Oh, you bet I did. I got
Yeah.
Black Adam was epic.
No, Brian, we're the Justice Society of America. We don't need passports.
Okay.
True.
So, let's talk about Black Adam with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who's been hyping this film up like it's the second coming of Christ. It's funny because this is kind of based off of everything that's been happening in DC right now. This has kind of been like a Hail Mary for them. Like it's just like
Yeah.
it hasn't been going well, so they've tried to did whatever they could to
The
make
Rock
this film
has
be
to
a
do
success.
good. Yeah. Honestly, I don't feel bad for him. Well, I feel kind of bad for The Rock since the pressure on him to advertise all this shit. The
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, I feel no sympathy here. Like
Uh-huh.
really, Black Adam, that could be like it's gonna be a decent hit, I think, anyway, just because DC blockbuster. There are
Uh-huh.
a handful of people
Yeah.
who will see it either
I mean,
way.
I saw it
But really,
opening night, so
yeah.
So
Then there's that, and then the other one was Don't Worry, Darling. Like, okay, that's really that's what you're banking your theatrical efforts on.
there isn't
Okay,
much
Yeah.
good movies in theaters right now.
Yeah.
not now, bro. You gotta watch Amsterdam, and most of
Yo.
all, Tar.
Yeah.
Yo,
I love Tar.
Some people are gonna be
I'd
really
watch.
confused by some of these jokes.
Nah, it's
Yeah.
the popular release Tar.
Anyways,
Anyway,
yeah, they're all inside.
back to what we did.
Anyways,
Black Adam. So what
is.
did you all think of Black Adam?
I thought it kind of stank.
It was not good, but I liked it.
Fair enough.
Yes,
fair
Sam,
enough.
I think we're
had
on
fun
the
with.
same page. on
Fair
that.
enough. I had fun with this movie.
Bad
Honestly,
indeed.
it
Yeah,
wasn't
it was
that bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
It's
terrible.
actually the same way I would describe Aquaman: supremely not good, but also supremely epic.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I had a fun
agreed.
time with this movie, kind of. Like
Yeah.
it has a ton of story and pacing issues and character issues, which I'll get to in a minute. But hey, I had some fun with it. Mainly because since like I'm not exaggerating, when literally half of this movie, I swear, is just Black Adam beating the shit out of people.
Yeah.
That's half
It's
of the
so-
movie. I'm not exaggerating.
Every Black
It's
Adam
literally
feature
half
went
of the
up, though,
movie.
Is it like
funny
like
as
his
shit.
first
I
action
watched
scene
it.
in slow motion where it
Oh
plays
my gosh,
making
that was so
Where-
Oh,
funny.
the first action
Yeah,
scene where he
it's like
keeps
Raining
beating
Black.
people. That
Is
was
that what
amazing.
it's called? Raining
I-
Black.
Yeah.
yeah.
I like the oh yeah, spoilers for Black Adam.
Wait.
Spoilers for Black Adam.
Yeah.
Click off this video if you don't want to get spoiled for Black Adam because the film's in theaters right now. So yeah,
Mhm.
anyways, so this film was pretty fun. Action was incredibly zany, but so it was like entertaining. Most of the movie was, so I'll give it that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the thing I'm most surprised about it, though, is at least in terms of like the actual. I expected, you're getting the Rock in there, Dwayne Johnson. I expected Warner Brothers to, to make him a quip machine, make him make a bunch of, that's what I expected.
Yeah.
Now the Rock only has like a handful of quips, and they're jokes about how he doesn't understand proper
Yeah, like that
phrases and
freaking
shit.
Men in Black
So-
line he kept saying.
Yeah.
And then the door joke, because he broke
Yeah.
the wall
Yeah,
instead of
I-
using the door.
like
Black Adam's so epic and strong. He doesn't know how things work.
Ah,
I'm
Classic
looking, at
Black
the
Adam.
song, I'm looking at the song list for Black Adam, and one of the songs is literally a Kanye song.
oh, I was gonna
Yeah,
point that out. They literally
the
played the
trailer.
Kanye song.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah,
I
during the
unironically got him excited.
Yeah,
of the
and
video. I
during
was
the
like,
action
it's
scene,
Kanye.
I believe that the song they played was "Paint It Black" by the Rolling Stones, which makes
What
sense
idiot.
because it's The Rock.
Also, what's
Oh.
interesting is this is the famous actor Noah Centineo's first theatrical debut in a film.
Yeah,
He
Good
plays
for him.
a Tom Smasher who has the same suit, similar suit to Deadpool. I got that vibe immediately. I don't know, about him in the comics. I don't know about any of these characters in the comics. I just know that Black Adam is a
Yeah.
villain in the comics, and here they treat him
I-
like as
yeah.
an epic anti-hero.
actually, in the comics, Adam is an anti-hero.
Oh,
Even in the comics, this movie is based on.
huh. Okay,
Oh,
I
yeah.
wasn't
Speaking
100%
of-
sure.
Yeah, which
You don't
speaking
really,
of which,
honestly, for most of it, you don't even get that he's an anti-hero. They just argue with him at the beginning.
Yeah,
They have an
which-
epic fight.
Yeah, which
But then-
speaking of which,
Excuse me.
again, I actually have read the comics, and my personal favorite part of this movie is actually the Justice Society.
Ah, I did not know much about what those characters were based on in the comics, but they were kind of neat. But
Yeah, they were they're like a golden age superhero team, and they go back all the way to like the 1940s or 50s, I believe.
ah
Yeah,
ah
they're old,
Neat.
and yeah.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong on some of the comic lore when it comes to Black Adam as a character, but I'm pretty sure he's the arch enemy of Shazam. I heard something about.
One of the arch enemies, I believe, but recently I think the one that mainly takes that title is Dr. Savannah.
ah.
All right, yeah.
Uh,
So, as for the
so I
Justice
think that-
Society, I thought.
Yeah.
You go. You continue. What were you-
Okay. No, you say what you're gonna say. I was gonna
Alright.
go into.
Yeah, so as for the Justice Society, I think they're potentially interesting, like Dr. Fate especially. I think
Yeah.
I think the suit looks cool and I think that he could potentially be interesting. But I feel like this wasn't the movie. We're in spoilers, so I can say this. I think this wasn't the movie where they should have killed him off. Like, they shouldn't. I kind of disappointed by that because I felt like they could have done more with this character. I think they could have built up his past more with Hawkman, but no, they just kill him. So I honestly just didn't feel anything for his sacrifice near the end. If I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
I can get that. I just when watching it, I just went, that kind of makes sense to me because again, I read the comics and Dr. Fate is actually a bit of a legacy hero, and this actually isn't the first time Kent Nelson gets killed early off since they did the same thing with Young Justice.
Oh.
Which, not very good TV show, but season 1 is at least better than this movie.
Huh.
Well,
Yeah.
that's one out of like 4, I think. So yeah.
And then there's like the other two of the Justice Society who literally like are just kind of in the movie and don't do much.
Basically Atom Smasher and Cyclone. I thought that they were quirky, they were fun.
They're there to make wacky quips. That's funny.
Yeah.
Every time someone in this
they
movie
were
made a
fun.
wacky quip, it was kind of weird how. And then The Rock was just there. It felt like it was just like everyone was making quips around him, and I thought he would because, like, The Rock is a pretty charismatic actor.
I felt like I heard some funny Rock quips. Like he literally asked, "Can you fly?" And obviously, there's the epic banger line. I am not peaceful, nor do I surrender.
Oh hell yeah! Black Adam doesn't take shit from no one. He doesn't give a fuck.
My least favorite quips in the movie was, I don't know if any of you guys cared about this, but the running gag where Noah Centineo guy kept eating food, like he had a box, he had like a
chicken
bucket
wings.
of wings. And
so
and
funny.
That's
and
also
then
another
destroy
thing
the
in
wings.
the comics, actually.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that was quirky of him.
So
He
it was
shouldn't have been
intentional.
eating
It wasn't something
during
they
work.
just like randomly throw in.
He ate the
It was
chips later, like, bro,
Interesting.
stop being so quirky and focused.
I don't know. Like, I don't think that a lot of like small references to the comics are a big deal, but I don't know. I just think they're fun. And
they didn't harm anything or anything.
Yeah,
so
and that's like kind of the vibe that I get from Black Adam. I just think it's a fun movie that has
I agree.
very bad editing.
Oh yeah, the most notable scene I didn't like is the chase scene with the kid when there's just like 50 cuts in like in like 30 seconds, and it's just so hard to keep up with. Like that was the main part when the editing annoyed me. That was so bad.
I remember, also in that scene, that's where Black Adam does that epic zoom in.
Oh yeah, all the slow-mo was so dumb. Like the scene when he's like saving the kid, and then you just see like all the electricity, and then you see his like all the slow-mo was hilarious.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The visual effects. I know a lot of people saying that the best part is the visual effects, and like some of it looked good. Like I liked the part in Black Adam's introduction, like when he just melts like some guy's face off. That looked pretty cool. But
Yeah.
I bet, but then like there's some dumb stuff like how the frickin' villain looks, which we'll get to the villain.
The
I have
villains honestly might be
the
the
villain
worst
is the
part of the movie.
oh my
He's just
God,
like
yeah.
he's so lame.
Yeah. Also,
He's
like
yeah.
he's not the worst DCEU villain. Remember,
definitely
this universe
not.
still
There's
has Lex
worse.
Luthor.
Voiced by Jesse Eisenberg. What a
Oh, we
weird
still have
casting.
Zod from Man of
And
Steel. Don't
also
forget him.
Enchantress. Enchantress sucked too, but Sabak was just a load of nothing.
And who could forget?
I'm surprised you
Starfish
remembered
from
his
the
name.
Suicide Squad.
Oh, he was the best. he was he good. I like the Starfish.
Yeah, I actually think that Sivana's the best of the DCU villains. And like the villain and like Ocean Master and Black Manta and Aquaman were fun. In Aquaman, they were fun.
I thought,
Yeah.
in terms of like, I think the pacing of this movie is really bad. Like I said, half of the movie is like a really long fight scene, and sure, it's an entertaining one, but it also leads the like core story to feel kind of rushed. Like the part where like Black Adam just turns himself into the Justice Society, like the kid almost dies,
yeah.
and then all of a sudden he's all like, "Oh wait, I remember my tragic backstory," and then he
Yeah,
just
no,
turns
that
himself
part
in.
just feels kind of like
Like what? Why is he turning himself in now? What did he
in the
do?
middle they had
Made him-
just like shoving. Well, not shoving, but it's like you just don't really care about Black Adam. But then he trauma dumps his backstory, so now you gotta feel bad.
I'm gonna at least say the Black Adam as an anti-hero makes more sense than DC's agenda with making Deathstroke an anti-hero. Because the thing is that even in the comics, Black Adam, even though he kills, there's still somewhat heroic reasons for why he does that, and it's addressed in the movie. He's basically Kahndaq asked for a hero, the world got Black Adam. With Deathstroke, on the other hand, he literally started out as a pedophile, so.
Yeah.
I thought
This is a way better.
Come again.
Huh? Okay. So what I was gonna say is that like I like how the movie really hammers in the fact that Black Adam's an epic anti-hero.
Yeah.
He's all like he's an anti-hero. He's so epic. Black Adam. He kills people. Oh no, he's not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Like they try so hard to make him such an epic badass, and I guess it succeeds in some way because honestly, every time it's Black Adam beating the shit out of people, it's entertaining, and when it's not, it gets a little boring. But whatever, what you're gonna do, most of it is entertaining.
I mean,
so
if you want to, you want to see more of the. If you want to see more of the dynamic of heroes shouldn't really kill people, like superpower beings shouldn't really kill people.
Brian, you okay?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, your
I didn't want to
audio
announce
hasn't
it. I just had to
been,
leave for a
well.
sec.
Anyways, I would say, like I was saying, for like the superpowered people, we shouldn't really. With Superman, we shouldn't really have him killing people. Superman versus the Elite is kind of better in that regard. But like, I do like how they sort of we can't decide who lives and who dies, because like we can't decide who dies, but we also can't decide who lives.
Who King Kong lives, if you will. But yes.
Yeah.
Also, what I was gonna say before, sorry, I got cut off earlier, just internet-wise. This is a way more fun anti-hero comic book movie than Venom 2. That's a hot take, but I'm gonna say that.
I
This
disagree.
is way more fun.
I disagree strongly.
I need to rewatch Venom 2, but Venom 2 was another fun theater experience for
Hell
me.
yeah.
I believe that.
I mean, I probably
sadly
have
did
more
not
fun
get
with
that.
Black Adam than the Deadpool movies, so.
Oh, probably. The Deadpool movies sound annoying unironically, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at his quips. Laugh at the quips.
Okay.
And
The nostalgia critic review for Deadpool 2 seems funner than the movie.
Yeah, and like unlike Black Adam, I can't even have fun with like Deadpool, like oh my god, comic reference, because again, I don't really read Marvel comics as much as DC books. So with a book, so with something like Deadpool, I expect that to act more as like an introduction to the character than, you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like everything with the characters is just really rushed and not worth like just like kind of rushed and uninteresting in some way. Like what did you guys think of like the mom and her daughter, which I don't even her son.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said daughter. Was I even paying attention?
They were
to
probably the least interesting characters.
I can't
didn't
even remember
dislike
their
them.
names.
I just don't really care.
I just know that
about
the
them.
kid looks like Miguel from Coco. That was funny.
First off, the kid actor was extremely bad.
Oh yeah, that was
Oh, yeah,
funny. The
yeah.
scene when he's like saying we must fight back against Satan, and then like that line delivery was so bad. I was literally I was laughing a lot in the movie theater because I thought it was so funny every
Well,
time.
I love the one shot people are memeing of Black Adam, like you know the one with his face zoomed in. He's like flying forward.
Oh yeah, that part was hilarious.
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
hold up. I'm gonna share this. Yeah, hold up. I'm gonna share this image.
I think I
Yeah,
saw
no,
that somewhere.
Yeah. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
should do a Black Adam edit.
Yo.
Yeah.
Also, another thing, I explained this too, and I know I'm going on a lot of tangents here, but it's fine. This is probably gonna be one of our bigger episodes anyway. For some reason, the kid's shirt, he had like a star on his shirt, and for some reason that reminded me of Steven's shirt from Steven Universe, so that gave me like partial trauma for the beginning stages of the movie. See, fuck Steven Universe. I just think that was a weird connection.
We're making a
Yeah,
bunch of
yeah, I
weird
hate that
connections
show.
today in general.
I know there are a lot of it's weird connection day. Who cares?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the
Yeah.
movie.
I like how the villain was basically hunting for the crown, because now One Piece is canon in DC Universe.
Yo.
One Piece is real.
One Piece is real. I thought it was funny, that the villain was just literally Satan or whatever his. I'm just gonna call him Satan. I don't care what his real name is.
Yep. I want to know what like makes no sense about like the villains or intergang in this movie for me.
What?
In pretty much every other version of intergang, they're led by Bruno Mannheim, and who's a Superman villain, and he's in the tie-in comics for this movie, but he's not in the actual movie. So yeah, this movie has tie-in comics.
I don't know who that is.
I've been reading them. They're fine.
So so I thought it was funny that the villain was just Satan and the motion capture was just really bad, and now that just kind of came out of nowhere. Ooh, he's in hell. He wanted to die. Now he's being possessed by Satan. And this random guy, the villain, is just really bad in this movie.
If you wanted to die, why didn't you just shoot yourself in the head?
Exactly. It's so dumb. The writing is not good in this movie. None of the Black Adam doesn't have that big of an arc. Now that I think about it, I mean, I guess it's kind of tries to tackle existentialism, but everything is just glossed over for the sake of fight scenes, which
I think,
and they're good fight scenes, but still.
Yeah, I think Hawkman's like the closest to gaining arc in this movie.
Yeah, it's not, and even that isn't really anything amazing if I'm being honest. Not really anything too engaging for me.
Because he goes from literally trying to take someone down because heroes don't kill people to basically just accepting that maybe maybe the savior of Kandok kills people. All right, fine, and then just works with him in the end.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're cool with Black Adam. Yay!
Well, they did it, guys.
We did it. We say the hierarchy of power in the DC universe has officially changed.
Black Adam literally did it. He
saved
did the
it.
one.
He saved
he
it.
did the one thing.
Yeah. Oh, you guys want to talk about the post-credit scene or what?
Yeah, the
No, just
post
never mind.
credit scene. I thought
He's back. They did it.
Henry Cavill
Yeah,
Superman.
I guess
I don't know. I know a lot of people are excited about this, but like I don't know how to feel. I don't think I'm that excited to see Black Adam fight Henry Cavill's Superman.
I'm honestly just mostly looking forward to a new Superman movie, which they are making apparently.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Thing is, I'm actually glad because at this point, I'm pretty sure everyone agreed with the Snyder movies. That will obviously not now Snyder stands, but people who dislike the movie, they'd agree that the movie is bad, but Henry Cavill good because he did a good job. He fit the Superman. Just the scripts were
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
true.
rewatched Man. Yeah, I rewatched Man of Steel, and I actually liked Henry Cavill as
Yeah.
Superman. I really
So
liked him.
hopefully, if
It's
this
kind
one's
of like
better.
Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, actually.
Oh yeah, actually, that's a good comparison. So hopefully, if this next one's better, then yeah, he can get like he can fit a good movie, and that's nice.
Yeah,
so
I'm mainly
hopefully he
just
gets
hoping it's like not directed by Snyder and actually has good writers. I mean, whether or not you like Snyder's Superman movies or not, he literally directed 3 of them for the DCU already, all 3 of them. So I just think it would be more refreshing and fun to see someone else tackle him.
Yeah, like he's basically had the character in live action
Yeah.
for
You
it's
had
gonna be
your-
nearly a decade at this point. Jesus Christ! So
Yeah.
yeah, it kind of
yeah, Snyder.
deserves to be shaken up a bit.
Yeah, like Snyder, you had your chance, and I think it's time to give that chance to someone else. I just really want to see someone else tackle Superman. That like
Yeah,
that's like in
just
a way that's actually fun. Cause like I was talking in a server earlier, and like a big problem with like a lot of the Snyder DC movies is that you can argue that there's like bits of levity in there, but the thing is that most of the movies are just dreary and just really boring. And when they aren't, it's also really bad jokes, especially in the
and plus the levity is only honestly the one with the most levity is Justice League, and the jokes are only ironically funny there, like the brunch joke.
yeah.
And
Even then, Justice League it isn't like it's entirely levity and nothing else.
yeah, neither you don't get a balance with either of them, so it's just kind of sad.
Yeah, but I guess that's like Justice League is like a really bad movie, but I guess that's why it's probably my favorite of the Snyder movies because I take all levity over all bland and nothingness. Or I wouldn't really use bland or nothingness, more so just edge.
Yeah, Justice League I find funny in terms of kind of how it's such a kind of studio disaster thing, where they're like,
Yeah. It's like the one DC movie that everyone hates on Twitter, so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad,
Even though
really
it's
bad.
better than the Snyder Cut.
And I hate that movie. And
And
while I think that the actual movie isn't the worst, I just hate it simply because of the behind the scenes.
yeah, honestly fair, though, just kind of
Yeah, Justice League. Yeah, it's better than the Snyder Cut, but the behind the scenes were not worth it at all.
I would rather watch just Justice League than the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut was fucking boring.
Same.
Yeah.
I
I don't
agree.
know why I watched it. It was 4 hours long, and
Oh.
I feel like I gained next to nothing out of it.
I mean, yeah, honestly though, and regrettably, I do like plan on marathoning and rewatching every live action DC movie that does have Superman in it. Which means like I can watch Superman 1978, the Donner Cut, and the rest of them, which are all not good.
Well, you get to rewatch Supergirl.
Superman. Yeah, I'm gonna watch Supergirl as well. But like, really think about it. Superman
Let's go.
has only been in 2 live-action movies that aren't complete dog crap.
Sad.
Yeah, thankfully,
Actually sad.
thankfully his films in animation aside from the 1978 movie being one of my all-time favorites, his animated films are vastly superior, with the exception of Unbound. That movie sucks.
Yeah, I've heard some of the. Well, there's like a handful of the animated DC stuff that aren't great, but yeah, I'm glad those have like at least more of like a respect.
I mean, Superman
and
versus
level
the
of
Elite
quality.
is one of my personal favorite movies, and then even then you have stuff like The Death of Superman and Reign of the Supermen, Superman Doomsday, Superman Man of Tomorrow. Those All-Star Superman, those are good movies.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyways, back. I guess we'll conclude our thoughts on the movie.
Just overall thoughts, we kind of went.
Yeah, we kind of went there.
It's
Not
not
very good.
a good movie at all.
Yeah.
It's not the worst DCU movie. It's better than the Justice League movies and
Damn it, it
Suicide
was
Squad.
fun, and that's what
Yeah,
matters.
it's actually
Yeah.
my third favorite of the DCEU movies.
I need to watch all of them. I should marathon them all on all
Yeah,
day. I
'cause,
still
like,
need to see Aquaman, BVS.
I've seen all of the Snyder movies,
Wonder Woman
the Suicide
movies.
Squad, this, and then nothing else.
Yeah,
Someday
the
I might be
Suicide-
compelled to, but I don't know when that day is.
Yeah, the
Robbie.
Suicide Squad and Shazam are easily my favorite DCU
Yeah, they're the
movies.
only
and
ones I would call
yeah,
good.
and they're the only ones I called good. And Black Adam and Aquaman are not good, but I had fun with them. And Justice League I hate, but I also have fun with. Everything else is complete garbage, or Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's what I. That's
Yeah.
what I expected. Man.
In
I'm looking
terms,
forward to Wonder Woman 84 if I ever get to it. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess 1984 is also one of those DCU movies where a lot of people would just consider, it's just campy fun. It's all levity. Plot and logic really don't matter. But I'd rather take a Snyder's depressing trilogy over a movie where Wonder Woman literally rapes a man.
I feel like Patrick Williams showed Wonder Woman 84. I don't have proof of this, but that sounds like something he'd do. I'm gonna look this
I
up.
still remember I found one of my friends liked Wonder Woman 1984 when they first saw it, and I literally told them on Twitter, "Nah, bro, your favorite part of the movie was when they made the Land Before Time reference."
For real, man. Land Before Time, good saga. Who's
real.
back? Who's back from the dead?
anyways,
You
I'm
want to
giv-
know who's back from the dead? Jason.
Oh yeah.
Ayo,
But let's get
good
to our
transition.
ratings. I'll give Black Adam a
Yeah.
4 out of 10.
I'm
The
giving
same
Black
form.
Adam a 6 out of 10.
Sick.
If it weren't for the
Six.
fact that I really did enjoy it, I probably still have a 6 out of 10 simply because it's just better than Aquaman. I like it more than Aquaman.
Fair.
Four
Yeah,
out
I
of
gotta
10.
be objective though, so 4. But
Yeah, that's
yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway,
so yeah,
back to
Jason.
Who's Alive.
He goes to space,
Nuts.
yo. He went to
Yeah.
space. He goes to space
Yeah.
and kills
So
people.
this is like our big
Yeah.
Halloween conclusion. We had another thing planned, but we can't make it
Yeah.
before October. So that might happen
Yeah.
anymore. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway,
Yeah.
Jason X, the big
Jason,
October
baby.
finale.
Yeah.
Jason.
Chaotic, you want to introduce this also a bit since you
Since
decided we should talk about it? There's not much to introduce.
Jason
Just
X.
introduce Jason X for us.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
say how we have not watched the other Friday the 13th movies. I mean, I know
Yeah,
Brian saw like the first
I
one.
know
but-
all of us have not seen the others. Just this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jason X.
Literally. I believe I started the Jason X bit because I was watching all of the Scream movies, which I talked about on my podcast, by the way, and
Oh, yeah.
I really, really needed the recovery. So hey, how about I watch the best funny bed Friday the 13th movie, and Jason X is not a movie. It's not a feature-length commercial.
It's an
It is an experience.
It's an experience.
It's not a reboot either.
It's a
a
comeback. It's not a good movie. It's yeah, spoilers for Jason X. Spoilers, by the way.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll
Long
talk
film
about
Jason X.
Jason X unironically. Objectively, yeah, it's actually worse than Black Adam.
yeah.
Oh, definitely. This movie's awful,
This
but
movie sucks.
listen, Jason Voorhees,
Goes to
legend goes to
space.
space.
He goes
Yeah.
to space.
And
That's
you-
all. That's all. That's all the movie. We could stop there. That's what
Do you even
happened.
do you
Yeah.
even have to say like how that's funny? He's in space.
He's in
He
space.
kills people in
He
space.
kills people
They
in
actually
space.
revived him or something. I don't know why.
That's literally all we have to say. You want to know what's the best part about the movie, though? No, there's no best part. But one of the best parts, there's literally this robot lady who gets suited up, guns up, and starts shooting at Jason.
Yeah, that was the
And I
funniest
think even
part.
sits on top of him at one point.
And then there's the amazing part where Jason becomes the Terminator and starts just just destroying
He
everyone on
looks
the
so
ship.
goofy
Yeah,
during
and
that part. I can't get
Yeah,
over
and
it.
he
looks so
comes across
silly.
two. Yeah, and he comes across two girls in sleeping bags, and usually, and
Oh my
literally
gosh, that
uses-
part. Oh my god.
Yeah, literally uses one of them to to slam the other one. Uses
So
one of them
weird.
as a sledgehammer.
Yeah,
And
so
and the girls are like, they try luring him by saying, "I love premarital sex."
what was the what? It's so campy and goofy. It's the perfect movie that would fit that fits this podcast. So that's what's
Yeah,
great
yeah,
why we
I-
watched
I
it.
forgot that's what our name was. but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Jason X, its mere conception is like one of those Hollywood is bankrupt jokes you can make. Let's make
Exactly.
Friday the 13th, but in space.
Yeah, there's like
It's like
this
Leprechaun 4 in space. It's like Leprechaun did it first, but Jason 4
Jason.
he did it better.
He did it.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, there's this documentary
he-
called Jace Out of Space, The Making of Jason X, and they saw a clip from it, and it says, "This is such a good idea for a movie."
I
and I
mean,
can't help but agree.
yeah.
It is a good idea to put Jason Voorhees in space.
So that being said, I do love the title though. It's the stupidest thing. It's like,
Jason.
like okay, listen.
X.
Okay, so listen. Okay, so like we're on Friday the 13th, 10. We can't keep numbering these. What do we
Exactly.
do? We're like, okay. So the last one was called Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. He literally went to hell, and it's the final one. Where do we go beyond hell? And then some guy in the writer's room
Space.
that he was probably like, I know where we're going.
We're going to
We're
space,
going to
baby.
space.
We're going to
And
space.
they went to space. And it was amazing.
Personally, I would have said prisoners, but
True, but yeah. Yeah. It just, well, what was your guys' favorite kill in the movie?
there's so many of them that I love.
The best part is like my favorite scene in the movie is the friggin' VR scene or whatever to call it, where
Yeah,
those two guys are
yeah.
like in that simulation,
yeah,
and then he
that
just
seems
walks
so
into the movie. He slices one of them in half, and I have no idea how the simulation works because then everything comes back and he ends up killing them again. It's just it's so dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite scene is when the corporate guy, he's trying to like convince Jason not to kill him. He's like, "Oh, you just want your machete? It's what?"
Bro just
So
wants his
weird.
shit. It's so
like,
dumb.
The themes of this movie literally involve putting a price tag on Jason.
Exactly.
Bro,
Why?
you're gonna buy
Who is
Jason.
gonna buy Jason? That is the weirdest. That makes no sense. Who is gonna buy Jason? It's a major plot point in the
How would
movie.
you want to own
I
Jason?
think
if you,
one
if
of
you
my favorite
unpause,
parts
you
of the-
can kill your entire
What are you gonna
family.
do with him?
I think like one of my favorite parts of the movie was when he first rises from the table and then the girl finds him and he literally puts her face in freezing ice.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
How did
yeah,
he
I
even know
love
that
that
was gonna
part.
be freezing ice exactly?
Yeah, I don't
just
know.
randomly poured his head in there, and it's
Oh yeah,
just-
another one of the most really morbid parts is when they talk about how hockey was outlawed in 2024.
we have 2 years left. We have 2 years
really
left.
don't know.
We have 2 years
yeah.
left until
I
hockey
really
is
don't know why.
outlawed.
They don't really explain why, but because hockey's gone.
Imagine
Look at
Jason
Jason-
Egg. Maybe Jason.
Maybe the real Jason goes to hell
Yeah.
was because he killed Hockey. Never know.
Yeah, so from what I've heard, this film just like apparently there isn't a identifiable reason of why Jason is just randomly captured. He's just captured by this guy, and now he's in space, and now the guy wants to study how he can like always come back, I guess.
And these random people from the desert take their ship to space.
Yeah.
That's why they're in space.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't seen we haven't seen the other ones. I mean, Brian saw the first one, but like we basically haven't seen most of this franchise.
That was actually the best experience. I got the best
I haven't
jump.
managed to get to the other ones because of school and stuff, but I should be able to during November's, which is why I changed my October 2022 list to my October-November 2022 list.
I got the best experience because I got to jump to the funniest one, and I get to see. So you get to see how far it comes. You go from a couple kids, a camp, a murderer, and then you got horny teenagers and a random business guy in VR and space with robot Jason.
It's
Bravo,
ridiculous. It's so dumb.
Perfect jump.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Literally, what has this franchise become?
Exactly. I'm honestly surprised they just went for it. I'm glad they did, but it feels like the type of thing you do as like a joke, right? Like Jason goes to space. Like Jason's not supposed to actually go to space. It's just a joke, but no, he did.
What if a killer went to space? What if he just went? He just goes to space. He kills people in space now, and the visual effects are hilarious. Also, like the fake out death with frickin' Jason is just like, and then these just random bot things just come around him and somehow just rebuild him into this Terminator thing, and it's just like just out of nowhere and just so hilarious and dumb.
And like, here's the thing: is that couldn't they have done that as well?
I don't know. Like they could have done this for a lot of people on the ship, since apparently those bots can like literally bring anyone back to life. I think I don't know how it works, but I'm assuming they basically can. I thought Lawrence Fishburne played the soldier guy, and then it turns out he didn't, because I just got the vibe from him. I don't know if it was just me. It might have just been me.
Better than the Matrix sequels. Yeah.
It is. Actually, no. It's It's better than Resurrections. I'll say that.
I like it. It's one of my favorite movies.
Congrats.
So,
Yeah, it is. It's yeah, fair. It's a pretty epic movie. I think it's very deep in terms of its themes on space.
Wait, hold on.
I would even
So I'm just looking at the cast right now. Apparently David Cronenberg, like horror director David Cronenberg, is one of the main characters. He was the doctor. I don't know why director of The Fly and other classic horror films, was Doctor and the horny Doctor and Jason X, but
the freaking piercing scene, which was just so
good for him.
The freaking piercing scene, which was just very unsettling and out of place in this freaking movie. This film's tone is all over the place. Every sense of like intentional humor is just thrown out the window, if I'm being honest. I don't know if there's even too much I can really elaborate or say of why this film is so funny. It's just, he goes to space. He just goes to space.
Just kind of like, I don't know what else.
They just had that idea, and they just did whatever they can with it. They didn't bother doing anything interesting with the characters. They just said, Jason's in space, and you got
Friday the 13th has never had good characters. I'm just gonna
the characters.
say that.
Oh, really? Huh? Okay.
Yeah, the first movie doesn't have interesting.
So I guess this isn't
either.
a new thing for this franchise.
This isn't a new thing, but like at least some of these characters I find kind of funny in a weird way, like that doctor guy.
The doctor was funny.
The VR guys. The robot,
VR guy who lost his arm.
that doesn't have a head and they carry around the head in the climax.
At first, when
Okay.
they introduced her, I thought she just was a normal human being who just so happened to talk like a robot. That would have been funny if you
I-
just like
He's just a robot.
yeah,
Yeah.
just it's a fun dumb movie.
Yeah.
I don't think I can even go too in depth. It's just like the characters aren't good at all. It's very cheesy and dumb.
Mhm.
It's just
I
I don't.
Oh,
It's
did we bring up the CGI? Because that's like the vast
oh
main
yeah.
thing. That's
Like every
Oh.
scene, like with the space stuff, when we see like the ship crash into that like city, that looked hilarious.
Yeah. I don't even have any other thoughts to share, really. Jason X is just
Yeah,
fun.
this is probably
I
our
agree.
shortest discussion. We were gonna make this
Honestly,
longer, but
yeah. Well, we discussed the other stuff a good amount. This was interesting. But
yeah.
this was a good way. This will probably come out around Halloween by the time we finish. This was a good way to end our October season. Thank you, Jason X. You ended us off.
I mean, maybe
on a high
we
note.
might do something else, but we'll see. But this might, yeah,
And I don't wanna say we will for sure. It
yeah,
depends
because we
all
ain't
on.
sure. We'll see.
Yeah.
So yeah, um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jason X, speak for real, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. You
Uh,
gonna go for ratings now, or
If I go with
Yeah.
yeah, honestly, I don't have much to say. It's a funny, dumb movie with a lot of dumb kills, like the VR scene with the terrible CG, and just the and just all that with like the freaking ice drowning thing. It's just like it's honestly, I'm honestly curious once I rewatch like if I watch every Friday the 13th movie of like what it will like. I think it might even be worse if I could compare it to the other ones after a while, since it probably apparently seems really confusing, since all of a sudden Jason's like in this place that he shouldn't be because he went to hell in the last movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for me at least, it's basically the Freddy's Dead of the Friday the 13th.
yeah, that's my thing to plug.
Speaking of Freddy's
listeners.
dead, Freddy versus Jason. We should do that at some point.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah,
gonna
we should.
fight Jason.
I just
Be
need to
down
watch,
at some point.
I
to
just
Fred,
need
that
to
would
watch
be
the rest of the
incredible.
Friday movies first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
One day we might talk about that. One day.
day.
Freddy
Anyway,
versus Jason. will
Oh,
be
that's
epic.
by the way, that's my plug for the day. Listeners, if any of you have seen this movie but not the Elm Street sequels, watch those. Those are the funniest things.
I've only seen
Yeah,
Freddy's Dead and
not two, not three. Those are one's bad and one's mid. But 4, 5, and Freddy's Dead are some of the funniest horror sequels you will ever get. Please watch them. That's
Yeah.
my Brian recommendation.
Yes,
Of today.
please
Thank you.
do.
I give Jason X a 3 out of 10.
I give
My
Jason
real
X.
rating at least.
I give Jason X a 3 out of 10 in quality, but a 10 out of 10 in my heart, and that's what
Same.
matters, really.
Yeah. So I guess
Yeah.
we're gonna so I guess we're just gonna wrap this up now. We didn't have much to say
Yeah.
about Jason X, but hey, it's just a funny movie about
Yeah,
a
who
serial
cares?
killer who goes
We
to
already talked a
space.
lot about Black Adam, and we did a lot of tangents, so
Yeah.
oh well.
Yeah, a bit of
Yeah,
a bit of
this
an
is
all
fun.
over the place episode, but we had fun with it.
Yeah, you're a fun guest
Yeah.
to have, Chaotic.
Yeah.
I enjoyed hearing you talk about DC stuff. That was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on. That was interesting.
Also, I forgot to mention this isn't even the only time The Rock starred in a DC movie this year.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
Super
League of Super Pets.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, he did the FedEx joke.
It was.
He ate the FedEx guy.
He did.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that.
It's probably really confusing to people who haven't seen the movie.
Black Adam is better than Super Pets, I will say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anyway, You want to plug your channel and stuff before you go, since you have one?
You already kinda
yeah,
did, but,
you
yeah.
can. I'll plug my YouTube, my
I'll put this stuff in the description. But
yeah, my Cancer Bird app account and Letterbox serialized and backlogged.
Yeah, we'll just put all of
yeah.
that.
You should
Yeah.
watch should have read Ellen Moore's Watchmen, Brian. Stewie is
Ooh,
called
Stewie,
Watchmen, not Watchmen.
Family Guy reference, because that's what his logo that represents him is.
Yeah. And remember, kids, remember to play Black Adam on Roblox.
Oh, that was so
Please.
funny. I saw that
The
advertisement.
Rock himself advertised the Roblox. That was
He
great.
advertised Roblox. I thought that was fake at
Yeah.
first. No way he would advertise Roblox. So yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
You can't really have Black Adam without Roblox.
Yep.
You can't have pie without Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Putting emphasis on the blocks.
Yeah, so hopefully next time Brian's audio won't be as bad with that static thing that I'm pretty sure some of you might have
Oh, there was a
noticed.
static. Oh,
Yeah, there was
so that
static.
I just had to cut off for a bit. Might have heard a piano actually. I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
you
heard
guys
the
did.
piano. I heard the
Wait,
piano.
was it how many? I didn't
Yeah,
know.
Yeah, it was
Piano
actually
playing.
referenced in my favorite book. Horton hears Brian's static from the next apartment and doesn't call 911.
Okay, yeah, so I guess that's it. It was fun having
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Good.
And we'll see ya. Happy Halloween if this is our last
Happy
video before
Halloween,
Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Maybe, I don't know, we might post something else after. We'll see. Anyways, bye.
I'll see you.
Well, we'll see you guys.